Students, welcome to the online classes of chemistry. So, yesterday I have completed the units of expression up to that is mass by volume. So, that is mass by volume percentage, and today we will discuss about parts per million, that is the fourth one, that is parts per million. Fourth, parts per million. So, it is also called as ppm. It is also called as ppm. Parts per million means 10 raised to 6, 10 to the power 6. So, here it is defined as the number of parts of solute, number of parts of solute dissolved in 1 million parts of solution. Remember students, 1 million parts of the solution is called as ppm, parts per million. It is defined as the number of parts of solute dissolved in 1 million parts of solution. So, it is number of parts of solute, or you may call it as component. So, it is defined as the number of parts of solute or component. So, any one component dissolved in 1 million parts of solution. So, it is called as ppm, parts per million. So, here it is also expressed as parts per million is equal to, so here you may define in another way, number of parts of solute, upon, so total number of parts of all the components of the solution, total number of parts of all the components of the solution into 10 raised to 6. So, it is very important one. So, it is parts per million. You may also define like this. It is the ratio of number of parts of solute or number of parts of component to the total number of parts of all the components of the solution into 10 raised to 6. That is called as a million. So, here remember students, ppm can also be expressed as mass to mass, volume to volume, and mass to volume. So, it may be also expressed like this. So, ppm, note parts per million can also be expressed as volume to volume, that is V by V, or volume to volume, mass to mass, and mass to volume. So, it may be also expressed like this, that is, this here the parts per million can also be expressed as volume to volume, mass to mass, and mass to volume. So, here remember this parts per million, it is suitable for only the solution which contains trace quantity of solute, very small quantity of solute. So, remember this unit means ppm is suitable for the solution which contains trace quantity of solute, very small amount of solute. So at here remember this unit is suitable for the solution which contains a trace quantity of solute. So it is about ppm, parts per million. Then coming to another very important fact, that is called as mole fraction. Look here students, I think you got it here, that is parts per million, number of parts of solute or component to the total number of parts of all the component of the solution into 10 raised to 6, that is called as million. So the next one is mole fraction. Then what is a mole fraction? What is mole fraction? Look here students, that is fifth one, mole fraction. It is also represented by x. So mole fraction. Then what is mole fraction? Remember, mole fraction of a component of a solution is defined as it is the ratio of number of moles of one component or number of moles of a particular component to the total number of moles of all the component present in the solution. So remember once again, mole fraction of a component in a solution is defined as it is the ratio of number of moles of one component or number of moles of a particular component to the total number of moles of all the component present in the solution. This is called as mole fraction. Remember students here, mole fraction, it is defined as the ratio of number of moles of the solute, or that is, it is the ratio of number of moles of the solute or number of moles of that component, to the number of moles of all the components present in the solution. Number of moles of, to the number of moles of all the component present in the solution. So this is called as mole fraction. Remember once again, the ratio of number of moles of that component or one component or a particular component to the number of moles of all the component present in the solution. So here it is, you may also write that is this same, that is definition may be also changed as the ratio of number of moles of that component to the number of moles of all the component or to the total number of moles of all the component present in the solution. And here it may be also expressed like this: mole fraction is equal to number of moles of one component, or you may write solute, total number of moles of all the component. So remember students, total number of moles of all the component. You may also write the definition like this. So here it is about mole fraction. And here remember how this mole fraction can be explained. How do you determine the mole fraction of any one component in the solution? If the solution contains two or more components, for example, if the solution maybe that is, look here, if the solution contains A and then that is B component. If the solution contains two components, A and B, both are mixed, how do you determine the mole fraction of A and the mole fraction of B? Look here, if that is here two components are there, then how the mole fraction of A and B are determined? Look here students, how it can be explained. Explanation. Look here. Consider a binary solution, or in a binary solution, it is a binary solution because it contains two component. It contains two component in a binary solution. If the number of moles of A and B are given as Na and Nb. Look here, in a binary solution, if the number of moles of A and B, are given as Na and Nb, then the mole fraction of A will be given as Xa is equal to, X is the symbol of mole fraction, Xa is equal to number of moles of component A, N means number of moles of component A, and look here definition, number of moles of one component Na, and bottom the total number of moles of all the component. So two components are there, so Na plus Nb. Look here students, here the mole fraction of Xa is equal to Na. Na means number of moles of one component A, and divided by Na plus Nb, the number of moles of both the component, that is number of moles of all the component, that is the solution contains two component, and we have to write here 2. And if the solution contains a three component A, B, C, then Na divided by Na plus Nb plus Nc. So we have to determine only one, that is mole fraction of one component, by dividing that is all the components present in the solution. Then the next one is here, look here, then the mole fraction of B, will be given as, look here students, will be given as this Xb is equal to Nb. Look here, we are going to determine the mole fraction of second component. So the second component should be written here, that is Nb, and then that is Na plus Nb. Look here, this is the method to determine the mole fraction of both the component present in the solution. So here for first component Xa, that is Na upon Na plus Nb, and for second component Xb is equal to Nb upon Na plus Nb. So here it is the method to determine the mole fraction of both the component. If three components are there, then write again, that is Xc. Like this, that is here for our syllabus we have to study only binary solutions. Then I think it is clear to you all, that is how to determine the mole fraction of each component for Xa, Na upon Na plus Nb, for Xb, Nb upon Na plus Nb. Look here. Then remember students, another important point, note number 1. Look here, note number 1. sum of the mole fraction of all the component present in the solution is always equal to unity. So, what is sum of the mole fraction of all the component present in a solution is equal to the unity or equal to 1. So, it is number 1, sum of the mole fraction of all the components sum of the mole fraction of all the components present in the solution is equal to unity or 1. Look here, sum of the mole fraction of all the components present in the solution is equal to 1, that is Xa plus Xb is equal to 1. Remember students, and here if you know the mole fraction of Xa, then Xb can be also easily identified. So, it is here, look here, if Xa is known, then Xb can also determined. Look here, Xa is known, then Xb can also determined. Xb is equal to 1 minus Xa, or if that is you know Xb, if you know that is if that is Xb, then Xa can be determined. So, it is Xa is equal to 1 minus Xb, that is to determine Xa. Xa is equal to 1 minus Xb, that is Xa plus Xb is equal to 1 and Xb is equal to 1 minus Xa and Xa is equal to 1 minus Xb. So, here remember the second one, the third one, that is mole fraction does not have any unit. Mole fraction has no unit. No unit. This is about mole fraction. So, remember this is about mole fraction. While solving the problem, here we can apply this shortcut also, Xa plus Xb is equal to 1, and therefore you can determine if you got any one value Xa or Xb, then another can be determined very easily. So, let us solve that is one example. I think it is clear to you all. I think it is clear to you all. Let us solve one problem. Example. Look here. You may take any example here. Calculate the mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Calculate the mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Look here students, its formula is CH2H CH2H, or it may be also written like this, H2 C2 H6O2, that is C2 H6O2. So, here the problem is calculate the mole fraction of ethylene glycol. So, ethylene glycol in a solution containing you may write 20%, 30%, any that is value. In a solution containing 20% of C2H6O2, in a solution containing that is 20% of C2H6O2 by mass. Look here students, what is the problem here? Calculate the mole fraction of ethylene glycol. We have to calculate the mole fraction of ethylene glycol. that is C2H6O2 in a solution containing 20% of C2H6O2 means by mass, means C2H6O2 is 20 gram by mass, 20 gram, and remaining part is 80 gram is water. 80 gram is water, because it is solution means he has not mentioned anything, means that is we have to consider water. So calculate the mole fraction of ethylene glycol, that is C2H6O2 in a solution containing 20% of ethylene glycol by mass. 20% means it is 20 gram of C2H6O2 and 80 gram of water. Look here, because it is given that is by mass. So here, how to solve this problem? It contains two components. One is ethylene glycol, another one is water. Two components are there. It is a binary solution. So here, first, number one, we know that the molecular mass of or molar mass of molecular mass of C2H6O2 is equal to, look here students, here carbon is 2, that is 12 to the 24, 2 carbon plus hydrogen 6 plus oxygen 16 to the 32, so it is 32. So carbon 2, 12 to the 24, hydrogen 6, 1 into 6, and here it is 16 into 2, 32, so it is total, it becomes, so here 62 gram per mole, 62 gram per mole. And second one, molecular mass of water is equal to, we know that 2 plus 16 is equal to 18 gram per mole. You may write molar mass also like this. Then here, first we have to solve number of moles, because we know that mole fraction is defined as, it is the ratio of number of moles of one component, number of moles. So upon that is the total number of moles of all the component, means we have to find out first number of moles. So first we have to find out a number of moles. Number one, number of moles of C2H6O2 is equal to. So what is the formula for number of moles? So number of moles is nothing but mass of C2H6O2 divided by molecular mass. It gives a number of moles. Remember students, mass of C2H6O2 and molecular mass gives number of moles. So what is here mass of C2H6O2? So it is given as 20 gram, and then its molecular mass is 62 gram per mole. So here it becomes 20 divided by 62, 21s are 23s are. So therefore it becomes nearly, that is 1 by 3. So here it is 1 by 3 means how much, that is 0.3, I think it is 0.322 mole. So gram cancels, mole is there, mole it comes. And now the second point is number of moles of water is equal to, I will write directly, you know that is mass upon mass of, or you write step 1, that is mass of water divided by molar mass of water, H2O. So then here I will write that is mass of water is equal to, so 80 gram, and then it is 18 gram per mole. So gram cancels here, 18 ones are 18 fours are. So it becomes nearly, that is 4.44 mole. So we got number of moles. So we got the number of moles value. Then last step, that is mole fraction of ethylene glycol C2H6O2 is equal to, what is the formula? Number of moles of ethylene glycol, number of moles of ethylene glycol C2H6O2 divided by number of moles of C2S6O2 plus number of moles of S2O. Look here students, it is the formula, it is the definition. Number of moles of, that is ratio of number of moles of one component to the number of moles of all the components present in the solution. Then what is the value here? So here it is number of moles of this ethylene glycol is 0.322 mole divided by 0.3322 mole plus 4.44 mole. So therefore here you will get the answer. So here the answer is the nearest, that is 0.068. It is 0.068. That is nothing but 0.068. Look here students, the mole fraction of ethylene glycol you got here. Then what is the mole fraction of water? So as already we know that there is a shortcut. Look here. So what we have to do here? First you have to write molecular mass, and then molecular mass of one component, molecular mass of another component, and then write number of moles of ethylene glycol, mass upon molecular mass, and then you will get number of moles, and then second one, that is now number of mass upon molecular mass, you will get number of moles. And after that, mole fraction of ethylene glycol is equal to number of moles of ethylene glycol divided by number of moles of ethylene glycol plus number of moles of water, you will get 0.068. And then how to, that is determine, or how to calculate the mole fraction of another component. Look here, the mole fraction of another component. Look here, second, mole fraction of water is equal to. So again, number of moles of water is equal to, so it is 4.44 mole divided by 4.44 mole plus 0.322 mole is equal to. So here that is number of moles of water, that is number of moles of water is equal to 4.44 and divided by 4.44 mole plus 0.322 mole. So then what is the value here? So look here, you will get that is near about 0.068 means that is, here you will get that is 0.932. 0.932. And if you go by another method, that is, we know that EXA plus EXB is equal to 1. Then if you know this, that is ethylene glycol X C2S6O2 is equal to 0.068, then what is XS2O is equal to? Then here XS2O is equal to, so it is, what happens here? It is 1 minus, so it is 0.068 is equal to. So you will get again that is this value 0.932. Look here students, it is the method here. So here it is 1.000 and it is 0.068. So here it is 2 and here it is 3 and here it is 9, it is 0.932. So you may solve the problem like this also. So here it is another, that is shortcut method. XA plus XB is equal to 1 and X of ethylene glycol is equal to 0.068 and X of S2O is equal to 1 minus, so 0.068 is equal to 0.932. So it is another method here. So it is about mole fraction. So here I will give that is one homework, but don't send in the group. So it is solve yourself. I will send the answer next day. So here remember, I will give one homework. Don't send in the group. Don't send the answer in the group. I will, that is here I will send the answer in the next video. Right. Look here. Homework. Calculate the mole fraction of benzene. Calculate the mole fraction of benzene in a solution. Mole fraction of benzene in a solution containing 30%. So it is containing 30% by mass in carbon tetrachloride. Look here students, in carbon tetrachloride. Here benzene is one component, carbon tetrachloride is second component. There is no water. Means that is here benzene is the first component and carbon tetrachloride is the second component. You have to determine the mole fraction of benzene. So here you know that the molecular mass of benzene is 78 and carbon tetrachloride. So carbon 12 plus 4 into 35.5. So you try it, otherwise that is I will solve in the next video. So it is the homework. Calculate the mole fraction of benzene in a solution containing 30% by mass in carbon tetrachloride. Is clear? Then another concentration term that is called as molarity. You are familiar with this molarity. Next component that is here molarity. It is the sixth one. Molarity. It is represented by capital M. Remember student, it is represented by or it is denoted by capital M. Then what is molarity? It is the number of moles of solute present or dissolved in 1 liter or in 1 dm cube of the solution. Remember, molarity is defined as the number of moles of solute present or dissolved in 1 liter or in 1 dm cube solution. 1 dm cube solution. Remember students, number of moles of solute dissolved are present in 1 liter or 1 dm cube of solution. So for example, that is here, if you take that is water and in this water, so it is if you dissolve that is NaOH, so sodium hydroxide, number of moles of solute dissolved in 1 dm cube. The water must be that is, this water must be 1 liter. Water must be 1 liter. Number of moles of solute dissolved are present in 1 dm cube of the solution. So here, how to determine this molarity? So it is here, molarity is equal to, it is indicated by capital M, molarity is equal to moles of solute, number of moles of solute or moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. Remember, number of moles of solute upon volume of solution in liters. Volume of the solution must be taken in the liter. So it is 1 liter. Then here, what is the moles of solute or number of moles of solute? So we know that here, that is number of moles of solute, number of moles of solute. We know that number of moles of solute is equal to mass of solute divided by molecular mass. Look here students, we know that mass absolute divided by molecular mass. Then this formula may be also written like this. This formula may be also written like this. Molarity is equal to mass absolute upon molecular mass into volume of solution in liters. Look here students, you may write this also. Molarity is equal to mass absolute divided by molecular mass into volume of solution in liters. This is shortcut, volume of solution. This is molecular mass. So volume, VOL, volume of solution, SOLN, solution. So volume of solution in liters. So here another way is there. So look here, another simple way is there. So here the molarity can be calculated if, look here, if W2 gram of solute of molecular mass M2 is dissolved in VCM cube, V cubic centimeter, VCM cube of the solution, then the molarity is given as, look here, if W2 gram of solute of molecular mass M2 is dissolved in VCM cube of the solution, then the molarity is given as, that is molarity is equal to capital M is equal to W2 into 1000, that is ml, 1000 ml, where that is M2 into volume in cubic centimeter. Look here students. So here volume of solution in liters, volume of solution in cubic centimeter. So that's why we have taken here 1000, that is 1000 ml. 1 liter is equal to 1000 ml. 1 liter is equal to 1000 ml. So therefore here the volume is converted to cubic centimeter, then we have to take here 1000, that is ml. 1 liter is equal to 1000 ml. It is the shortcut method. There are three formulas. Number one, molarity, and second one is, that is another formula, and third one is another formula. Three formulas are. So students, here I will show that is one example here. So if they ask, look here, mass absolute 10 gram of NaOH, dissolved in 20 liter. 10 gram of NaOH dissolved in 20 liter. 10 gram, write gram here, that is gram, mass absolute, and divided by, that is its molecular mass, and volume of solution in liter, 20 liters. Otherwise, you may go this way, it is very easy. So I will show here an example. Look here. So that is, let us see, calculate the molarity. You may solve any type of example. Calculate the molarity of a solution containing 5 gram of NaOH in 450 ml of solution. You may write 450 ml, or you may write 500 ml, or you may write 700 ml. So look here students, molarity is equal to molarity is equal to, we know that the formula. So it is here, first one, that is, you may solve any by any formula, that is mass of solute divided by molecular mass into, so it is volume of solution in liters. Here write mass of solute 5 gram, molecular mass of solute, that is, what is the molecular mass here? I will write molecular mass of NaOH is equal to, so Na is 23 plus 16 plus 1 is equal to 40. So it is 40. 23 Na and then 16, so it is 39, then 1 it is, that is 40 gram. So here write molecular mass and volume of solution in liter. So here it is given in 450 ml. So 450 ml means that is ml should be converted into liters. So it is divided by 1000. Otherwise, you may do that is another way, that is molarity is equal to mass of, that is mass of solute W2 into 1000 divided by, that is 1000 ml, it is divided by M2 into, so volume of solution in cubic centimeter. So we know that W2 is equal to mass of solute, it is nothing but NaOH, and then M2 is equal to, so it is molar mass of NaOH, and volume, that is V in cm cube, is equal to 450 ml. Substitute all these values. So molarity is equal to W2. So it is W2 mass of solute sodium hydroxide. So 5 gram into, that is 1000 ml divided by, so it is molecular mass, that is 40 gram per mole into volume of solution in 450 ml. So it is ml cancels here and gram cancels here, then you will get, that is molarity is equal to, so here 40 and it is 1000 and it becomes, that is 5000 and divided by 450 into 40. So what is the value here? It is near about, so you will get, that is near about 0.278 m. That is here that is, you will get, that is this molarity 0.278, and it is expressed in terms of mole per liter. It is expressed in terms of mole per liter, remember, or it is also written as 0.278, that is mole per liter. So here you may use this formula or you may use this formula. So students, here you may construct a problem yourself. Instead of calculate the molarity of a solution containing 10 gram of KOH in 500 ml or in 700 ml or in 800 ml, you may use any one. So here, this, remember, it is the problem on this molarity. Now, what are the important points in molarity? Look here. So what are the important points in molarity? Look here, note. Number 1, molarity is a temperature dependent, very important one. It is temperature dependent, it depends on the temperature. Since, remember, since molarity of a solution, molarity of a solution decreases as the temperature increases. Remember students, so molarity is a temperature dependent, since molarity of a solution or molarity of a solution decreases, molarity of a solution decreases with increase in temperature as the temperature increases, because the volume of the solution increases as the temperature increases. Because the volume of the solution increases, because the volume of the solution increases with increase in the temperature. Remember this one, molarity is a temperature dependent, since molarity of a solution decreases as the temperature increases, because the volume of the solution increases with increase in temperature. As the volume increases, the molarity decreases. So this is one of the important point here. So remember this point. And similarly, there is mass that does not depend on temperature. Mass does not, volume depends. As the temperature increases, the volume also increases, but the molarity decreases. So it is about molarity. Then students, what is another fact, that is last one, that is called as molality. Molality. So don't think that what is the difference between molarity and molality. Don't say that it is a spelling mistake. So molality is having different definition. So what is molality? Remember molality, that is molarity. So molality means number of moles of solute present or dissolved in 1 kg of solvent, not solution, 1 kg of the solvent. Look here, it is the number of moles of solute present or dissolved in 1 kg kilogram, 1 kg of the solvent. This line is very important, not in solution. It is number of moles of solute present or dissolved in 1 kg of the solvent, 1 kg of the solvent, not solution. So here how it is expressed? It is expressed as molality. It is represented by small m. It is represented by small m. Molality is equal to moles of solute upon, look here, it is very important, moles of solute upon mass of the solvent, in kg or in kilogram, mass of the solvent in kg or kilogram. Again students, again you may also write, look here, molality small m is equal to mass of solute divided by molecular mass of solute, into that is mass of the solvent in kg, kilogram. Look here, mass upon molecular mass, moles of solute means mass upon molecular mass, mass of solute divided by molecular mass of solute. Then even you may write the third formula again, when that is W2 gram of solute is dissolved, W2 gram of solute of mass M2 is dissolved in W1 gram. look here. If W2 gram of solute of molecular mass M2 is dissolved in W1 gram of solvent, look here students, of solvent, then its molality is equal to, its molality is given as, so molality small m is equal to W2 into 1000, that is in gram, divided by, so M2 into W1. So M2 into W1. W1 also it is in grams. So W1 gram of solvent. Look here students, it is also the shortcut way. So if W2 gram of solute of molecular mass M2 is dissolved in W1 gram of solvent, then its molarity is given as, so molality is equal to, so W2 into 1000 gram M2 W1. W2 is equal to mass of solute, M2 is equal to molar mass of the solute, and W1 is the mass of the solvent. Remember, mass of the solvent dissolved in W1 gram of solvent. So here this W2 is equal to mass of solute and M2 is equal to molar mass of the solute, and W1 is equal to mass of solvent. W1, that is a gram mass of solvent. So here it is about molality. And let us see one simple example. So I will show here a simple example. I think you got all those unit concentrations. Look here. When example, when enumerate or you may construct any problem yourself, when 10 gram of NaOH, is dissolved in, when 10 gram of NaOH, or we may go for that is another, that is a simple problem, when 10 gram of NaOH is dissolved in 200 gram of water. Calculate its molality. Look here students, when 10 gram of NaOH is dissolved in 200 gram of water, calculate its molality. Very simple. So it is, so here you know that, here we know the formula. I will write formula here. This molality is equal to, small m is equal to W2 into 1000 grams divided by M2 into W1 gram. So here I will write W2 is equal to, so it is W2, so there is the mass of the solute 10 gram into 1000 gram divided by, so here it is M2, molecular mass of NaOH 40 gram per mole, into that is W1, that is 200 gram. Look here. So what is the answer here? So here it is 4200, that is 40. So here it is, you will get that is the 8000, and then remaining that is part. And what is the answer here? I think it is 1.25 mole per kg. 1.25 mole per kg. 1.25 mole per kg. So unit must be written compulsory. You must write units compulsory, otherwise you will lose 1 mark. So it is 1.25 mole. So here it is near about 200 into that is 5, and then it is 50 divided by 40. So 50 divided by 40 means that is here it is 1.25 mole. Or you may solve another example. Calculate second example. Calculate the molality. Look here, the calculate molality of 2.5 kg. Look here, students. I change here 2.5 kg. So it calculate the molality of 2.5 kg of ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid means acetic acid. Ethanoic acid in 75 gram of, so it is dissolved in 75 gram of benzene. 75 gram of benzene. Here it is a different kind of problem. Look here, calculate the molality of 2.5 kg of ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid is there. Or you may write that is 2.5 gram. 2.5, calculate the molality of 2.5 gram of ethanoic acid in 75 gram of benzene. Look here, that is the formula. First I will write here, that is molality is equal to W2 into 1000 gram divided by M2 into W1 gram. Then here what is W2? Mass of the solute. Mass of the solute W2 is equal to 2.5 gram. And what is the molecular mass? M2. So it is here, remember, molecular mass of ethanoic acid, it is nothing but CH3COOH. Ethanoic acid is equal to, look here, carbon 12 plus 3 hydrogen plus again 12 plus again 16 plus 16 plus 1. Look here students, carbon 12, hydrogen 3, again carbon 12, oxygen 16 and hydrogen plus 1. So total it becomes that is 60 gram per mole. Then M2 is equal to 60 gram per mole. Then what is W1? W1 is equal to, that is this mass of the solvent. Mass of the solvent is 75 gram. Then substitute all these values. Molality small m is equal to W2 is equal to 2.5 gram into 1000 gram divided by, so M2 is equal to 60 gram per mole into 75 gram is equal to, look here students, when the values are substituted 2.5 gram, 1000 gram, 60 gram per mole and then 75 gram, you will get that is 0.556, that is this gram per, that is this, here it is in gram. So because we obtained here in gram, so you will get that is gram, or you may also write that is mole per kg. So both that is you may write here. So it is here gram cancels and then that is this gram cancels and here it is kg per mole. So here it is about so this molality. So you must write that is this unit must, that is compulsory, and here all the concentration, that is which we expressed, that is in, so remember, so units of expressing the concentration of a solution, that is mass percentage, volume percentage, mass by volume, ppm, parts per million, and then mole fraction, molality. So that is all these concentration terms which we express the concentration in different ways are completed. So in our next class we will discuss the remaining part. Thank you.